Wow, look at this delicious spicy beef. In this video, I'm going to show you how I cook this. Alright, so we're going to start out by chopping up some beef. Got some fresh pieces of beef here. We're chopping them into perfect sized pieces for frying with spices. So we're going to infuse them with the spices, and no single piece is going to have too much fat on it. So we're a good balance of fat and actual meat. Now we're using 100% pure avocado oil, and our pan is already heated up. We're going to add the avocado oil to our pan and let that heat up a little bit more. So we're going to let it sit here for just a little bit. Let it heat up a little bit more, and we're going to add some salt in just a bit. I just like to make sure the oil is a little bit heated up, and I like to mix it around a little bit just so when we do throw our meat in there, it's not going to stick to any of the edges or anything like that. So leave it here to heat up just a little bit, and now we're going to go ahead and add some salt to this. So inside this little wooden container here, we keep our salt in here. So we're going to sprinkle only 1 scoop of this on here. And 1 scoop is a pretty good amount. That's a pretty good amount of salt right there. I wouldn't want to throw any more than that in there. And we're going to let this heat up a little bit before we actually throw our meat in there. Just going to let it just sit there, heat up, kind of let it infuse in there. And just waiting. We're going to throw our meat in just a sec. So here we go. There's our beef chunks, throwing them in there. And we're going to let the beef chunks sit there for a little while. We want to make sure they get seared, right? So the whole idea, we're just going to let them sit there and sear for a little bit. Then we're going to stir them a little bit before we add any spices or flavoring. We're just going to, I'm speeding this part up, but I'm basically going to stir fry them here. Make sure they're cooked on all sides. Make sure they're seared nicely. Basically get a good sear going. Get them cooked really well before we start adding spices. But we're going to be adding spices. And here we go. Here's our cumin. So adding some ground cumin to this. Now this is going to be a core spice. I feel like this goes really well with beef, and this is just something I wanted in this dish. So adding some cumin first before anything else. Got a little bit on the side there. It's okay. So next we're going to add granulated garlic. This is a really convenient thing that adds a lot of great flavor to the dish. Not as good as fresh garlic, but it's still pretty good. So we're adding this in here as well. So put plenty of that in there for flavor. It's going to make it come out really good. Add some spices in here. So this is tajin or tajin, however you say that. But they're in a hand-labeled jar because they came in this little packet that we had to unseal, and then we're just keeping them in an old spice jar that we had. So there we go. Add some of that in. That gives us some core flavor. And now we're going to add a lot of chili powder. This is going to overpower most of the other spices. You still need the other spices for a core delicious flavor, but I'm putting a lot in here. So my goal today was to make something that was pretty spicy, and I'm not adding anything crazy. No crazy. These are just regular chili peppers, but we've added enough chili powder that this is going to be pretty spicy. And if you want something spicy, this is kind of what I was shooting for today. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this in, make sure all the, basically let it cook in there, let all the flavor get infused into it. Now, I kept doing this for like 3 or 4 minutes. I cooked it pretty well, but I basically just sped this part of the video up because it's just me, stirring it and letting it sit, stirring it, letting it, basically stir frying it, right? So more of the same thing. Cooked it for a few minutes till I felt like enough of the flavor was infused into it and it was cooked well enough. Now we're going to go ahead and unload it onto the plate here. And so coming right up, we're going to get our spicy, look at that, the oil is still boiling there, fresh out of the pan, still extra hot there. We are going to unload that all onto that, and look at how delicious that looks. It is as delicious as it looks, and it is as spicy as it looks right there. So get that all unloaded into, look at that boiling oil with chili powder in it. Eat that absolutely delicious stuff, right? So this is the final result. This is what we have here. So just kind of wanted to show this from another angle here. And let's turn it around and look at, just to give you a real feel for like how this came out. We're going to look at this from all different sides here. Look at that. Look how delicious that is. And you can tell there's a bit much. If you don't want it this spicy, you could add less chili powder. But I think this was perfect for what I was shooting for today. Look at that. Absolutely delicious. We're going to eat this now. Now, if you like food, you really want to be subscribed to this channel. If you want to see videos with me cooking and eating things like this, make sure you're subscribed. Look at this. This is absolutely delicious. We do a lot of other stuff too. We cook at home. We go out to eat. We buy different foods, review food products, do a lot of food stuff. So if you like food, you don't want to miss out. You want to make sure you're subscribed. Look at these delicious, juicy pieces of meat. Lots of excellent flavor packed in there. If you would eat this yourself, or if you've tried something similar, leave a comment down below letting me know. If you think I could have cooked this a little bit differently, leave a comment down below, and look at those spices on that piece of, look at that. That's just packed with pure flavor right there. But yeah, might want to give me a thumbs up for this video. Definitely want to make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon. That's about it for today. So we're going to see you on that next video. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.